Hi, it's Cheryl with Caribou Country Lifestyle. So today I am going to be starting a red wine from a red wine kit. Now this is something that I have been doing for, oh gosh, probably 15-ish years. I only do kits. I have never done wine from fresh fruit with the sugar content and all of that. I'm just not comfortable with that. I find the kits are so much easier. This kit is actually an 8-week kit, and the name of this red wine is the Marcelin. It's from France, and this is a limited edition kit. So what that means is these kits are only offered at certain times of the year, and I got this last year in 2021, and I think this one, I can't remember, might have been the last one, so it wasn't available until March. And I've been hanging on to this kit ever since, and now it's November. But this is something that I like to do in the wintertime. And since we're coming into the cold, I figured, well, I'm going to start this kit, get it going. It does take 8 weeks, so it's not going to be ready until towards the end of January. So I'm just going to show you what I have set up. So this is a Wine Experts. That's the brand, the company that makes these kits. It's a Wine Expert kit. I get this here in where we live, here in town. And inside the kit, it comes with your instructions of everything that you need to do over the next 8 weeks. And it also had oak chips in this one. I've got my jug of drinking water down here. It's bottled water. It has 2 yeast packets. There's also a sulfite sorbate packet and chitosan, Kisasol, I never know how to pronounce that. Bentonite hot water, and this is a hydrometer, and it actually checks the specific gravity in the wine at different stages of the fermentation of the wine. I have my carboy, and this is, I actually got this in a kit when I first bought my winemaking supplies. And then this is the bag of juice that they give to you of the wine. And I also have, in this bottle here, I've pre-mixed a sterilizing solution, and I just spray it inside my carboy, and then I rinse it with hot water, and I have sterilized my carboy, I have sterilized my spoon, the lid to the carboy, and I've also sterilized my hydrometer as well. So let's get started. So with this wine kit, the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to start with my boiling water and the bentonite. And you're going to be putting that into the carboy first, mixing it together before you do anything else. I'm going to put in this is 8 cups of hot water, and I just boiled this water in my kettle. So I'm putting that in the carboy, and then I'm going to add my bentonite. Pour that in. I'm going to grab my spoon that I sterilized, and we just stir that around and mix it in. I'll try and bring this a little closer. So I don't know if you can see that. No, that didn't help. So I have the bentonite in with the water. And I'm stirring it. It doesn't all get mixed in totally, but I'm giving it definitely a good stir, and I'm changing the direction of the water so that I can get it mixed in as well as can be expected. Once I have that mixed in, so I've mixed that in, then I'm going to pour the contents of the juice into the bag, and then I'm going to rinse the bag with water and then top it up to my 23-liter line. So if you see this black line on the side of my carboy, I have already pre-measured what is 23 liters. So after I've filled the juice up in here, and depending what part of the line where it's at, I'll have to top it up with more drinking water. I'm going to add in this juice. And I make sure that I get all of the juice, pull up the corners to get all the liquid out the little spout. And then I'm going to add some water into the bag and rinse that. And that's why I have my jug of water here, so that I can swish it around in the bag and basically get out all of the juicy goodness. Okay, so that's that. I'll put the lid back on, and I can throw that out. So then next I'm going to top up the water so that it is up to where it should be, the 23-liter mark. And I'm just going to add this water, and this is just bottled water that we buy. And I'm just going to add that into it until I get to that black line. We're right on the black line. So let's take a look at our instructions and see what we're going to do next. I rinsed out the bag. I topped it up to the 23-liter mark. And now it says if your kit contains oat chips, to stir them in now, and mine does. These are a French medium toast oat chips. I'll just show you. That's the oat chips. We're going to dump this onto the top of the wine. And we're going to stir those oat chips in. I've had some kits where you've gotten oak cubes. They're just little tiny square cubes. And you actually don't add those in at this time. You would add any of your fine oat chips into your wine, like I just added these ones. But the oat cubes, if you had oat cubes, it wouldn't be added until a later stage. So I'm going to stir this really good. And then I'm going to use that hydrometer and check and see what my specific gravity is. And it also gives you what number it should be at on day 1. And I'm doing an 8-week kit. So on day 1, my reading for specific gravity should be at 1.080 to 1.100. So let's check and see where we're at. I'll put it in here. And where? Okay. Sometimes this thing is hard to read because it gets in the foam. Now, this is at exactly 1,000 or 1 point, what is it? This is like 1.9, 1.094. 1.094. I'm just going to rinse this off. And I'll put it back over here. So then I'm going to want to mark that into this little day one box. I'm going to mark that, put the today's date, mark what the specific gravity is for today's date. So I'm going to go get my pen. Okay. So now I have to take and lift this up onto here. So I'm going to grab it from the bottom. Use your legs. And I'm going to put it up here. And in my basement, it's a little cooler than it is upstairs. So underneath this carboy, I'm actually using, oh, what the heck is this called? It's just electric, it's a heating pad. Couldn't think of that for the life of me. So I just turn it on low. And what that does is it just kind of warms up the juice and gets it to do that fermenting process. Will help keep it going and so that it's fermenting my wine. So I'm just going to grab my yeast, because now that I've got the bentonite in here with the hot water and I've put my juice in and I've topped it up with water and I've stirred in the wood chips, the oak chips. Now I'm going to go grab those 2 packets of the yeast and I'm going to add that, and I'm just going to sprinkle it over top. We don't stir it in. Put the lid on and then I'm done. Okay, so I brought all of my other supplies that I have. The sulfite, that's going to be added. This is going to sit for 2 weeks. And then we'll be adding the sulfite. And we'll be adding the Kieselsoll. I just can't wrap my head around that. After the 2 weeks, we'll add those 2. In this kit, you also get labels for your wine bottles. And then down below here, I have shrink cap tops. Depending, I have different foot. I have different colors. I have a purple, black, blue, red, orange, white. I just like to have different tops to match the labels. So I'm going to add this first. I'm just sprinkling it over the top. Sometimes they have 1 yeast packet and sometimes they have two. And this one, there is two. So you add both of them. Whatever's in the kit and it says to add yeast, you add whatever yeast they give to you. Okay, so I've added my 2 packets of yeast. And this is why I don't make it with the actual fruit, is because I need the step-by-step direction. So sprinkle the yeast on top of, if it adds 2, add them both now. And then I'm going to place my lid on top. And then in 2 weeks, that's when I will come back and do the stabilizing and degassing of the wine. So I'm just going to go grab the lid and put it on top. So in 2 weeks, that would put me at, let me take a look at my calendar. It's the 26th today. That would put me at December the 10th. That's when I'll be doing my next step after the 2 weeks. I'm just going to go grab my lid. And then I just, like it says, you just loosely set it on top. This is actually a great time to, another reason why this is a good time to be making wine is in the wintertime, I don't have fruit flies. I don't have those little bugs that are flying around because of, you have fruit in the house, it's warm, and we don't have that problem now that it's November and it's getting cold out. So that's all there is to making up these wine kits. I really enjoy it. I'm actually going to be going to our local U-Brew, and I'm going to check and see what they have for 2022. They come out, well, actually, they don't come out in 2022. They come out in 2023. It's just that you can order the kits in December of 2022, and then the kits come in January, February, March. And there's usually always 3 red and 2 white, and they're only offered at a limited time for a limited amount of time. So last year I got 3 reds and 1 white, and I did a Riesling for my white, and I only do white in the summertime so that it's nice to have in the summertime, but usually I do a lot of reds. So anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, throw a like in there, and if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks, and we'll talk to you the next time. Bye for now.